Okay, good evening. The theme of tonight's video is a three-stage video looking at applications of what is typically called the mountain punch, Yama Tsuki. We've been talking about this on the internet this week. And I'm going to show you how it fits into sprint combat Aiki-Jujitsu. I'm going to show you one way it can fit into karate, Bunkai-Jitsu. I'm going to finish by showing you a way that it fits into Taekwondo, Bunkai. Okay, so as I say, three-stage video. Part one of this video is on the use of the mountain punch in sprint combat. I'm going to start by explaining why the mountain punch is so called. Mountain punch is Yama Tsuki, and it comes from Dachi, the mountain stance, which Sensei Will now demonstrate the Dachi. The Dachi, the idea is that Will's body, arms, head, feet, represent the Japanese character for mountain. You can see that, that the Japanese kanji are based on glyphs. Represent peaks of a mountain. So that's your mountain stance in Dachi. It's from mountain stance, thanks Sensei Will, that we would make the mountain punch. Okay? That's the idea, is you come from Dachi to Yama Tsuki. And the explanation that's often given for this is it's a double punch. And you see this in a multitude of martial arts. My days spent in Laogar, we were covering Sern King Choi, for example. And on the internet we've been talking about multiple applications to this. In the official sprint combat coaching documents, one of the throws that's listed is the sacrifice throw. Now that's a term I strongly resent because there are many sacrifice throws available. The one we're looking at here is going to be Yama Tsuki Nagi. You also get Tomonagi, Kani Basami, Kawazugaki, Sumiyo Toshi, Yoko Wakari. So as a result, the sacrifice, I hate this term. But what I'm going to do is show you what is meant by the sacrifice throw. We call it Yama Tsuki Nagi, the mountain sacrifice. There's a great story behind the naming for this throw. So what I've got is Sensei Will, I'm going to stand on here. Now to illustrate this, what you need to imagine is that we are on the top of the mountain sacrifice. The mat represents an abyss, okay? It's a mountain, it's a drop. And I'm going to throw my attacker off the mountain. Please don't keep holding me. Okay, let's say a hook punch. Okay, and what I'm going to do is seize his collar, seize his belt, kick through, and I've thrown him off the mountain. Okay, hence, mountain stance, mountain punch, gives me my entry. So in sprint combat, that's that explanation. Moving on to part two of this video set, how we apply the throw I've just covered into karate. And we see the mountain punch in kata. We see it most classically in Basai Dai. Now, in the version of Basai Dai that I learned, you do it 3 times, but each time it's preceded by a crescent kick. Now, what I think crucially is if I crescent kick off my right leg, my mountain punch then has the rear arm on top. And I'll come back, there's a crescent kick, and it's the other way. Okay, that's the version I learned. Now as a point of interest, I learned from our Hoist Gracie in Coventry earlier this year, and he actually taught us the throw I've just done, but his variation as a counter. And I think this fits in perfectly. So Sensei Will, if you would like to enter for Kukan, exo neck in throw, and what I'm going to do is block him, and I'm going to come down to here. So I've got his collar, I've got his thigh. Now, this crescent kick I was talking about is there. And I'm straight into Kiza Gatami. I'll show you that again. So you can get a different angle. Remember, this is all based on mountain sacrifice throw from mountain punch. So Sensei will get into this throw. I'm going to block it. I've got, here's my mountain punch, okay? There's my crescent kick. I tend to think if it's good enough for Hoist Gracie, it's got to be good enough for us. The final part that I want to show you is a little bit of application from Taekwondo. Now in Taekwondo we see the equivalent of the mountain punch in the patterns as well. And where we first see it is in Chung Gun. And what we'll do is we perform various techniques. We turn around and we go to L stance. And the first thing we do is I should apologise if my L stance is a bit off. My Taekwondo is rusty. In L stance, with the hands here and the thumbs proud. Now, Taekwondo call is very precise. The hands have to be exactly in line with each other. And the application that's given is that I'm going to be attacked with a jo. Now, this jo, of course, is going to be exactly vertical in the attack, not on edge, but exactly vertical. Please take this slowly. Okay? So the attack isn't point down, the attack is in a straight line. And what I'm expected to do is to defend as so. Okay? And you can see how my thumbs are. I'm going to break my thumbs. Okay? I'm going to hyperextend both of them. And you know, that's just going to turn into a primate, isn't it? Okay? You see that in Chungmu and you see it in Po-On. Except in Po-On, it's a U-shaped grasp rather than a U-shaped grab. Okay? Interestingly, in Chunggun, if you put down the jo for a second now, please, Cameron, what we do is we have L stance, and we have the movement here, and then we immediately switch to here. Okay? And what that makes me think, if you consider the intermediate point being mountain stance, which we see in Taekwondo's Taige, that just makes me think Kata Garuma. Okay? So what I would be doing is entering to here. Now I could be nice and grab his belt, his groin, his trousers, whatever. Okay, I'm going to be taking here, and there is, in the end position, the Kata Garuma. Okay, so if you think Chungun, this is what we get. Okay, so, great, thank you. So to sum up, one video, 3 parts. The reason for Yama Dachi, Yama Tsuki, applying that to spirit combat's sacrifice throw, applying to karate's kata in Basai Dai, and also to Taekwondo in the U-shaped grab. All the same movement. Okay? So I hope that's of interest to various people, you know, across the different groups I train with. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks to my cameraman tonight, we've got a professional in tonight. Yeah, thanks to my Uki as ever.